Okay. Okay. All right. I think we can start, right?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So, hello everyone. I'm happy to be with you today for this new live session. I will be assisted with Bin Hunter and Attila that you know from the team. Um, we would like that today it's more interactive between us, so we will grant also the speech to you if you want to just ask questions and interact with us. We have around, I would say, 1 hour and a half, so it would leave us some time to cover all the topics needed to answer your questions, the lands, Revomon Novus, the content, and so on. Maybe just a quick explanation for the newcomers with a quick introduction about what is Revomon Novus. Revomon Novus is the continuity of the project Revomon. It's a new game version aiming to be open world and open economy. So I will more focus about what does open economy means. It's more inspired about, for those who knows, Pixels Online, for example, but as well Illuvium, where we would like to push further the activity of players by turning them into economic actors. It means an extra economic layer where players would be able to provide services to other players and create the economy themselves. That's a bit the idea. We are staying always with one and unique Revo token, so only one token model for the game. I personally don't like dual economy model. We can debate that as well because that's a nice topic. Could be even a totally different topic to discuss today. And we just released yesterday the land paper introducing all the lands, the entities. I would say an overview about the utilities because of course in the future we will detail more the interactions. We will create kind of wiki to explain the different services that will be possible. Not everything is set in marble, but we are getting step by step close to this new version and this new vision we would like to develop. So we already recorded some questions. Please use the chat here to just share your questions. And Attila Binanter, also, something important. Stay with us until the end of the live session because we decided as well to introduce a new way to reward for the people participating in the live. We will have a quiz at the end with a land to gift as a reward for the winner. A small quiz session to a bit explore your knowledge about Revomon, the world, and the different maybe statistics and so on. So stay with us, and we will give you a land at the end. Okay, Attila Binenter, would you like to say something prior we start?
Yeah, you can drop the questions you want. Also, you can hand raise and speak on the stage. And just to confirm, are we correctly recording the session, no?
Yes, we are.
Okay, sure. So, there is no sound. I feel it's everything.
Oh,
I
you guys
can
can't
hear.
hear?
I can't hear anything either. What? I can. Okay. So check
Can you
the.
guys
Yeah.
check your options?
I will say before before starting with some questions, I feel one of the game changers of Revomon Novus and this land paper is how the economic system will work, and it's well explained on the land paper. But if you want, Jordan, you can. I don't know if it's. I think it's possible to share the screen and show the slide. A bit explaining how the economic world will work, because
Yeah, sure.
it's important not only for lands and the future landowners, but also for the Revo holders. So yeah.
Yeah, let me share. Um, I'm not sure it's recording. Okay. Okay, screen one. Okay, tell me if you see, guys. It's loading.
Yeah.
Okay, do you see? Are you seeing well my screen?
Yeah, we do.
Okay, maybe let's start back on the highlights. I think it's really important to understand these small sentences. Yeah, the most important one is actually they are quite all important, but I mean Revo as a token will be integrated in the game, which is not the case today. You know that as a players, and that in our opinion change a lot of things in the game, because we won't have any more. So that's related directly to the second topic. We won't have any more the game currency. However, you can think about it. We will have some resources that will be key to progress in the game, or to activate some features really important in the game. I'm directly thinking about the mine and the ore, so the new resource that will come from the mine that will be used for some features. And I will explain one of them that we already brainstormed around. It's the mount activation to create the item in order to mount your Revomon. So that's something really interesting to progress, to travel faster for the players. That will probably needed a lot of demand for that, and that will be coming from the mine with the resource based and extracted by the landlords. That's one of them. When we say landlords can earn passively Revo, it's highly tied of the success of the game and the economy, of course. We don't want to enter an economy where it's super inflationary. Like we did the mistake, for example, with the burn to earn feature, just giving away rewards from thin air. Let's say the thing how they were. Here it would be highly tied to the number of transactions, the amount in general that will be among the different transactions, and landlords will earn passively Revo based on the in-game activity. So that's the third thing. By the land mechanism, we aim as well to make Revo deflationary. So that's the 1% burn that we dedicated from the tax system in the new process, in the new economy. What else? Yeah, the two other things are landlords offering services to players. That's we will come back to that aspect a bit later, but we want to push a simple example. Providing EV training is something highly demanded inside the community. So we would like to make it player to player. We would like to turn, actually, in all the system, in all Revomon Novus, we would like to turn the game not only a game, but as a platform where actors or players will be able to build on top of it. It will start by services, providing services to other players, such as, for example, EV training, Safari Park, listing items, trading, for example, the in-game marketplace that would belong to the players as well. All this kind of stuff. And the last one, highly important as well on the gameplay aspect, it's defeating monster may loot consumable items. No longer an in-game currency, as it's the case at the moment, but we would provide consumables to make the economy operating well, and the opportunity to players to loot items that they need in order to progress. And here we will have the time as well to come back to that topic. It's all about balancing correctly the gameplay. That's completely this.
Yeah, at the end, in terms of economy, we need to think like a traditional MMO game, like World of Warcraft or whatever, that is an open economy, that people is specialized in different works. People that is farming, I don't know, potions for example, or orbs or whatever, and all the market, it will be completely open, and you will be able to list everything you loot on the different marketplace in game, and everything will work with Revo. Obviously, with an off-chain wallet that is not, it will make impossible with the blockchain fees. But here is the point that changed everything. Is everything done in game, every single action that the players will perform on game, starting for entering on or participating in a PvP tournament, or buying a EV training on service, or listing a simple Revomon in game marketplace. It will be with the Revo token. So and the fee generated on all these transactions will pay passively to all landowners and go directly to one. And since we are fully diluted, and all the tokens, Revo tokens, are in circulation. So with the burning feature on every single transaction, token Revo will completely be deflationary. And that's the big difference between this bull market in the Web3 gaming industry and the last one. The last one, it was everything hyperinflationary, and now big projects has learned about the issues and the errors done before, and we worked on that. So yeah, that's the main point of the economy.
Yeah. Binanter, do you want to add something?
Yeah. I would like to point out that even though we're working everything in details and sharing with you guys, I think what makes a great project great is the community feedback and how it applies to the how much it is taken into account by the team that is building the project. So I just want to point out that your feedback is really important, especially those of you who are really experienced in this type of games. The gameplay will be the major aspect of Revomon Novus, and of course with the Web3 elements, as you guys explained. So please give us some feedback. And we are open to new things, we are open to new ideas, and we will take it into account.
Yeah, great.
Okay.
So what I suggest now is maybe to grant the speech to the user, so that we can make it even more interactive today. Otherwise, we can jump directly on the questions we have in the chat. So
Yeah.
anyone would like to take the speech and discuss with us? Don't be shy.
Hello, testing.
Hello, Sap.
Hi. All right. So I just thought I'd fill in the silence while everyone's thinking of their questions, and I'll try to help read out some from the chat if necessary. So my first question is, all right, about the items. So are there any new items coming in?
Definitely new items will come. First one is for example, the resource and for the mount activation to craft that item. That's one example among plenty we could have. The evolution stones as well will be refractored, and we have like definitely a lot of items. I mean, not only consumables, one that could join the game that we have not introduced yet. So yeah, the answer is yes.
It's a second question on that subject. Are the items able to be turned into NFTs and sold?
No, not all. Not all.
Sure.
We aim. Actually, I will develop a bit more this topic. So we need to offer an infrastructure and a game where players don't have to wait for each transaction and so on. That means that the new infrastructure will be separated in two sides, I would say. The first one is on-chain, as we do have now with the app on the website, and the other one will be off-chain. We are not aiming to cover all the mintable, to make all the items mintable. Only the ones that provide a true use case for the ownership for the players, such as Revomon.
All right, that's excellent. I did have another question, but I lost my train of thought reading all Lightning's ones. So, if you like, Attila, I could read them out for you. Otherwise, I'm going to jump off for a bit, and you can handle it.
No, no problem on that.
Sure. Okay. So the first question from Light would be in page 19 of the white paper. It says in the perks column, previous plus 1x limited legendary Revomon in exclusive edition. What does that mean? So we know that Gen 2 Revomon are going to be limited supply. So we know that it's 8,000 total lands. So if everybody were to own 2 pieces of land, for example, we had 4,000 owners, that would mean over 4,000 legendary Gen 2s are available. So what does this speak to the limited nature of the eggs of Gen 2?
So definitely this new legendary will be part of the Generation 2. Now it's a bit apart, and for the supply, so the Gen 2 is currently being designed at the moment. We should be at 60 or 70% done now. This new legendary will be part of this Gen 2, but will probably get a different supply from the legendaries that we already prepared for the Gen 2. This is more like an exclusive Gen 2 part, but for the lens event. And I will let Binenter explain a bit more and maybe unveil. I will give him the right to unveil or not which one it is.
Okay. Yeah, this will be tied to the lens, as Jordan explained, and it will be exclusive. And am I allowed to share, Jordan?
Yeah, sure. You can decide.
Okay. As you know, Septet, we've been brainstorming with you're in the group and some other players as well. What could be really good for the meta, and we decided to add Groudon into the game, counterpart Groudon, as suggested in the group, and yeah, that will be the exclusive Revomon that is tied to the lens. That is the thought.
Oh wow, that's excellent. On that subject, we're always really happy when you guys mix up like the typings and the nature. Sorry, not the natures. The typings and like the moves and the stats. Like Hauntivo is really cool in my opinion, not just because of how it looks, but because it's got the moves of one Pokemon and the stats of another, and it's got its own typing. I think that's just super cool. So feel free to keep doing stuff like that, mix it up, because it winds up making a new Revomon meta that isn't just the equivalent of the Pokemon meta.
Yeah, so this is a key topic. As you know, it's heavily inspired about, even more than inspired about the moves from Pokemon and so on. In Novus, there is a true mission here to refactor while keeping the balancing correctly. and fair about the move types and the move names. This is part of a whole topic linked to a game level designer we are planning to hire. That we even two, to be honest. One will be dedicated on the balancing for the move types, the names and so on, and one more on the game progression, the loot, the items, the free-to-play balancing system. So we have a lot of work to do still today, but I think it will be extremely fast at the same time. When you think from like the past months, what we have been through and where we are now, yeah, time flies, I would say.
I see so many questions here, so I'm going to try to help us bang through them because no doubt there's going to be lots more coming in. I've got a few more coming to mind as we speak. So I started with Light Lightning's first question, but we're going to go back a bit. Amazara is asking, do those who have Master Tier just by purchasing one land access the benefits of having the 3 lands? So I guess what he's saying is, do the gifted lands we get come in time to get the perks?
Sorry, so could you repeat the last sentence? I didn't get it.
Sure. So we know that we're being gifted some lands, and especially
Yeah.
if you're Master Tier, that we'll get 2. Amajara is asking that, for example, if he's a Master Tier and he purchases 1 land, will he immediately get the benefits of having the 3 lands?
Oh,
as
yeah,
in
yeah,
the
definitely,
profile
definitely.
picture?
This is in cascade. So the gift you are unlocking, so the perks you are unlocking, and the one you purchase are accumulating to unlock the perks. So if you are master, you're already benefiting from 2 lands. You just only have to buy 1 more land to get the 3 to unlock the full perks, let's say. So definitely, same for the rewards from the giveaway and so on. It counts like you have a land. You don't need to purchase one to unlock a perk. You need just to own one.
All right, that's great. That's great. And I'm sure all of us who sold our positions are regretting it sorely. Sebless's next question is, are we keeping the items we already have? Are any of them transferring over to Novus?
No, no. You will only keep you will only keep the Revomon. Whatever it's minted or not, both will be kept and linked to your account for Revomon Novus. But regarding the in-game currency and the items, everything will be wiped out.
I quite don't mind the idea of starting again. Okay. Sebless's next question is, can you explain a little more about Revo becomes deflationary? Will there be a minimum base price limit? So I think that the main thing is the second part of that question. Is there going to be a minimum price that we have to set our lands at, or could we set it to 0.0001 Revo if we wanted?
You mean to sell a land or to
No,
provide
to
a
set the
service?
price of entry.
Okay, yeah. So there will be a range, and that range will be fixed, will be pegged to the law.
Right. So we enter the amount of US dollars we want for the land fee, and it will
Exactly.
translate to Revo in lifetime.
The only variable will be like mainly the number of Revo token needed, but you will still have like a range possibility to adapt your price in Revo dollar, in dollar, sorry, pegged for Revo. So let's say between, I don't know, 10 cents and 20 cents, and obviously you decide 15. It will give an amount in Revo. So that's the amount the player will pay.
All right, excellent. The question I had earlier that has come back to me is immutable. When can we expect to sort of see our presence on the immutable passport, the store, and all that? Is that going to come with Novus, or are there plans for us to start showing up there soon?
Yeah, so I need to go more in the agreement we have with Immutable so that you understand a bit more the collaboration there.
Right.
So we are a project that we already have a live game, which is Revomon, and we plan to make the final version, Revomon Novus. Could be seen as well as a new game, as it's totally different. But for us, it's the continuity of the project. We committed to build Revomon as compatible with Immutable for Revomon Novus, so not the current version. So the answer is that we will provide interoperability and compatibility with Immutable when we launch Revomon Novus, with the integration of the passport and the possibility to trade NFT over there, but as well on BNB Chain. So I would like to explain why as well, because the current infrastructure is built on BNB Chain right now, and when you are developing a Web3 games, it's quite like all the eyes are quite focusing on the game itself, but the infrastructure behind is also as important as the game. And we are not in the capacity at the moment to migrate and change the infrastructure for the current game. So in the agreement we have with Immutable, it's for the Revomon Novus version.
All right, great. Thank you for
And
answering
this is
that
also
question.
linked, I can disclose it as well, this is also linked to some grants will ensure the project live.
Oh, does this mean that we're no longer as reliant on hitting a certain number of dollars from land sales and Gen 2 in order to launch Revomon Novus?
Here for the lens, it's highly important for the project to complete the lens sale, as it will help the development to meet the goal with Immutable. But for the Gen 2, yes, it's not important.
Okay, that's excellent. So I'm hoping for some very cheap Gen 2 eggs. I'm just kidding. Right, so second of Light Lightning's questions was, what will be the minimum amount of lands sold for Novus development to proceed? And what will happen to the people who already bought lands if the minimum is not reached? That's a pretty good question. It happens to tie into what we were just talking about.
So far, let's say that the private sale is ensuring the soft cap that we need to meet. So you can make the calculation, it's 1,800 lands.
Right, so if we sold every single land in the private sale, that would already hit the number.
Normally, yes.
Right, so and that's not even including the public sale.
Why do I say normally? It's because, a lot of Web3 projects are heavily tied to the market conditions. I believe we are in a good market condition now to roll out the full vision of the project, but who knows if we have a COVID 2.0 appearing. We never know.
I'm just going to interject my own question about the lands. Is that all right? So we know that there's going to be a small number of lands that are incredibly valuable, and there's going to be 8,000 total plots. So a lot of it'll be like a booster pack kind of thing, and we'll just cross our fingers and hope we get one. But in the event that, for example, the Safari part with Dexuno, nobody gets that land, because let's say 8,000 lands are available, 5,000 were bought, but that one is still kicking around, and it doesn't seem like anyone's having any luck getting it. What happens? Do we just never see Dexuno?
No. To be honest, I'm not. I don't have the answer right now, but definitely we need to sold out the 8,000 lens in order to ensure the randomness, I would say, among the different lens, and to make sure that all the entities will appear from the unveil event. And when we unveil, and if we ask, it's like booster pack. You like you said, if someone like if we sold, let's say we sold 3,000 lands and there are still 8 arenas available, that means that players still have chance to get it, right? So we hope that everything will be sold out in order to unveil all the best lands.
You would need some really good market conditions to unload 8,000 of the
Yeah.
lands. But that
Indeed,
said, you've
indeed.
made it a pretty reasonable price. I've seen lands sell for much higher. So I'm ambitious and hopeful. So let's continue on with the questions. Light Lightning's third question was, what will you do the list of master tiers to give the 2 free lands? I guess he means a snapshot. I suppose it will be after land sale, or people can get into the list and sell all the Revo to buy lands.
Yeah, correct. It will be at the airdrop event, so after the land sale. So
Great.
there are
Okay,
two.
so land
there
sale
are,
first and then airdrops.
there are two. Yeah, there are two snapshots. The first one is to participate in the land sale, the private one, the private land sale.
Right.
There is a first snapshot there, and the second one will ensure the rewards for all the master tiers. So as a reminder, it's 2 lands if you hold 100,000 revo, and 1 extra land per additional 100,000 revo in your wallet. So and that will be tied to a snapshot. Sorry, at the airdrop event.
Okay, great. That's I think that's a pretty good way to do it. The fourth question from Light Lightning was, are the 2 free lands from the master tier randomly selected from all available lands for sale, or will they only be selected from lower quality lands?
No. Everything is randomly selected. So even ourselves, we don't know what land will be sold. So every time someone will purchase one land, we won't know who will get what. It will be known for everyone at the unveil event.
Okay, great. And when is this unveil event going to be? So when we buy the lands in the sale, will we know what we got?
Yeah, like a booster pack.
Great.
You are purchasing like a pack, and then you need to open it. But that open function will be available at the end of the sale.
Okay, excellent. So fifth question is, are the transaction fees too high? 7% fee can discourage transactions, and our transactions are needed for landlords to receive something.
Yeah, so
sorry, I'll interject there. Like, I think we misunderstand the concept of the fees here. It's not on top of it. It's the landowner will set whatever price they like. Say, 10 revo, and then 7% of that will be taken when the player pays it in, and then distributed. So you'll get as the landowner, I imagine, the person making the transaction, you get the 93 revo, and then that 7%. You also get a little bit of that, but then the rest gets redistributed. But
yeah,
sure with that, Jordan.
So the breakdown of this is 7% tax fee, let's say, on all transactions. So it means when someone is purchasing from a seller at 100, whatever the item or Revomon, 100 revo for 100 revo, it means that 7 will be taken out of this amount from the seller. So the seller will only receive 93. The breakdown for the 7 tax will be as per the following: 3 for all the landlords, whatever the entity you have. 3 for all of them. 1 extra from the same entity from what the transaction has been made in. So, for example, if we are talking about purchasing a revo at 100 revo, it will be in the in-game marketplace. The in-game marketplace will be belonging to the homesteads. So that's where people will be able to list their Revomon. And all owners from the homesteads will receive 3 plus 1, okay, because they have the homestead as a land entity. Then you have 1 extra as burned, so that's the burn feature making it deflationary. Then you have 2 going to the Revomon treasury that will be used for the play and earn ecosystem, such as tournaments, PvP event, I don't know, podium, for example, or whatever the play and earn new features that will come in. So we want to make it like it's not inflationary anymore, but you haven't understood that, and it's on the seller side that we are taking the fees, such as on OpenSea, when someone is selling an NFT, he is taxed. It's the seller that is taxed, or same as well on the Revomon marketplace. It's always the sellers being taxed. Is it clear?
So if I understand this correctly, does this mean that the desktop apps marketplace will become obsolete?
No, it won't become obsolete. It becomes the one from the old, it becomes the one for the players. It becomes player to players, actually, peer to peer.
But it's not. Isn't this happening in game now? Once we're in Novus, we'll be able to go to the homestead and then purchase Revomon off the market. Because if it's all in Revo, then the in-game marketplace will have Revomon for sale as well.
But it will be both. It will be both. From the NFT in game, it will be only non-NFT, right? So on all the Revomon non-minted, but on the marketplace, it's all the minted, right? Because you cannot list the non-minted. But both will be integrated in the ecosystem where the landowners will get their commissions.
Yeah, but you said that are right. Maybe the app marketplace will become more something like exclusive Revomon, some the most expensive Revomons or something like that, which are minted and will be more expensive. The daily transactions and the cheaper Revomons and the daily items that you need to buy or sell in order to perform well in the game will happen in game and in the in game marketplace. But yeah, both will live together, both marketplace. But yeah, for sure, a lot of items and Revomons will not get minted and then will get sold or bought in the game marketplace. But as Jordan said, the fees will occur as well in both, and the burning mechanism will occur in both. So that's the main point. So we are adding an extra layer of trade, and this is what makes a LAN interesting, and also the in-game economy.
All right, excellent. Thank you very much for the explanation. All right, so now our sixth question from Light is: if the LAN sale goes well, when will Novus be ready to play with everything listed in the white paper?
So we have great ambition, and Revomon Novus is quite, I would say, a huge game. We plan to proceed in a private access, in, let's say, alpha private access by the end of the year. Why? Because we think that just making everyone wait for an additional 1.5 years to get a new game won't be possible. But we would opt to go for different chapters, like many games are doing, in order to introduce Revomon Novus in a way where the different areas and biomes could be introduced separately and not all at once. So that's the first point. Second point, I cannot say it's done, but we are currently in discussion with larger game studios that are pushing us as well to go faster in the project development and release, in order to make it so it's accessible this year, by the end of the year. So that's why, with both ideas combined, we would opt for the end of the year as a first alpha, let's say, a private access. That would be, by the way, certainly tied by the tier system in order to access the game, and temporary as well, to collect feedback and so on before entering Q1, for example, of next year, where it will be introduced more publicly.
Sorry, that's brought up another question for me. These big game studios of which you speak, is there any information you can give us about them? I know a lot of it is probably under NDA, but are they, for example, is it a VR-based game studio or so?
No, it's mobile. mobile game based.
Oh, wow.
But nothing again. Nothing again agreed, and even would be under NDA, like you mentioned.
Sure.
But it's really large company that they are listed on stock market, so, and they are into gaming as well. And
Excellent.
I think it's necessary for a small game studio like us to be surrounded by this kind of expert that are giving us the hand in order to push forward and further the project and vision, because they believe as well in what we are creating. And yeah, so definitely we won't go for a full complete game release and holding everyone for during again 1 year and a half before introducing everything. I think the way to go is, for example, introducing several chapters, maybe tied as well to generation of Revomon, generation 2, 3, etc., per biome or per small area combinated integrated, sorry, with different biomes, so that it make the diversity and the Revomon balancing well. But well, yeah, not for a full game and 1 year and a half waiting.
Well, the players will be very happy to hear that. All right, so we're on to just moving on to Epiglottis over here, who said, "I entered the whitelist giveaways you organize on Twitter, but I didn't know if I won or not. Any chance of publishing the winners as an Excel word file with the MetaMask and wall addresses?" Yeah, I guess we know who won the lands, but we don't know who won the whitelist spots.
Yeah. So we have not selected yet the whitelist spots. So far, all the all the people that are currently whitelisted is all the tier starting from Tamer and Diamond Ants, I think, if I'm correct, and above. But definitely also all the participants who entered the giveaway section will be registered in the whitelist. We will announce with a public Excel, a Google Sheet, in some days.
Okay, great. And another question from my own end is, given that the land sale is coming soon, are there going to be any marketing campaigns leading up to it to spread higher levels of awareness?
Yeah, we are currently doing some marketing activities at the moment. You can check the Twitter. There are plenty
Yeah,
of
I've noticed a few of them, yeah.
yeah, there are few, not plenty, but a few influencers. We are trying to pack all the, let's say, the upcoming influencers and co announcing their participation in the land sale and promoting the sale at the moment of the land sale, along with the trailer that will come next week. So that's a bit also a topic of organization and planning to make everyone fitting the calendar, let's say, and the event.
Okay, excellent. Thank you. Tyler Datfire asks, whenever someone owns land and the other person owns no land, can they share it together? Oh yeah, that's an interesting question. Are you able to grant people free access to your land?
I think there is maybe a misconception on how it will run, because it's also on our side with the communication, obviously. All the lands in the game won't be like visible. What I mean is that it will be grouped by land entities in some areas, but for example, if we take the homesteads, we won't like integrate 3,400 homesteads inside the map properly. It will be shared
That's good to
by.
hear.
Sorry.
Sorry, I said that's good to hear. That sounded terrifying.
Yeah,
To carry on, please.
yeah. All the limited supply, for example, arena, safari park, etc., will be well integrated inside the game. Regarding the homestead, mines, shops, clinics, it will be shared at some specific areas inside the game. So, for example, as a player, when you would like to go to to the clinic to heal your Revomon, for example, you will enter a clinic which is shared between the different landlords. So it makes the transaction split among all the landlords owning that land. However, on the map, on the interactive map, on the website, it will be identified as everyone having really its own plot. So here, to understand well, not everything from the interactive map will be reflected directly inside the game for technical purpose and viability, I mean, in terms of game experience and so on. However, regarding the specific and most popular land, that will be arena, safari parks, and so on, it will be a dedicated space, unique, obviously, in a precise, accurate place in the biome.
Okay, that's all right. That's excellent. A little follow-up question on that. Does that mean we're going to need to pay Revo in order to heal our Revomon?
It depends on the way. We will leave, obviously, a free way to heal your party, all your Revomon you have. However, here, and that's the same for the orbs, we will leave a way for the new user joining the game to have some starting orbs, and even more than starting orbs, it will be like daily orbs that you can obtain if you connect in game and, for example, claim your orbs. But there will be a limit. That's where we come again on balancing correctly the game.
All right. Okay, I see. All right. Okay, that's good. As long as it's a free-to-play way, then that's excellent. Sorry, I was just reading Lightning's next question. It looks like I misunderstood what he meant by his first one about the 7% fee. What he's saying is, why wouldn't someone just mint the Revomon and do a private sale in the Discord, rather than transfer and then transfer the NFT without going through the market? He's saying that it's possible that the 7% transaction fee might discourage large transactions.
I think that there are two answers for this. The first one is that, and I want to make sure that everyone understands as well that the minting fees as it is today will disappear. It will be removed. It won't. So the business model is being refactored, and the minting fees as it is now is removed. It will be zero. So to mint a Revomon, or probably maybe if you mint it on BNB chain, for example, you may have the transaction cost from the network, but that's it. The marketplace currently hosted, let's say, on Revomon.io, and the one in game will be still separated, but they will run on the same rules, so with the 7%. So this is the first answer. And the second answer is that when you go on OpenSea, for example, or any other marketplace, you have an average of fee between 5% to 20%.
Right. So, Light, I
and
guess
also-
to finish off answering you. Oh, sorry, Attila, with that.
No, sorry.
Please continue.
And also there is another point here that when you set a price of something, and you know that there is a fee on there, and as Jordan explained, in OpenSea on different NFT selling page like Nifty or whatever, there are way higher fees attached on that, scaling up almost to 25% in some marketplace. So when you get or you try to think what price are you willing to sell something, you need to consider the fee as well. And if you want to sell at 100, then and if you are not comfortable with the fee, you can set the price to 107, and that's all. And the second point, and for me it's the more important, when you are trading something, and we are in crypto, we all know that we are in crypto. The most safe way to do it is through the project, through the marketplace or in-game marketplace or the DApp or whatever. If you have a friend or whatever, or you know, a person that you met a long time ago and you want to trade something outside the game, it's fine. But you know what happens in the games, a lot of stuff that there are people stealing to others and all the stuff. So you know, the safest way is doing that. And you know, it's how crypto works, beginning from the fees collected in every single transaction in the blockchain. So yeah, that's the point. It's possible to reduce that fee. Yeah, it's possible, and if we get some, we could rethink something. But for us, it's important. This fee means three things. The first one is that landowners will be getting passive income in every single transaction. So it's not a monthly passive income; it's a every single transaction passive income. Then also we are free to play, so Revomon can get some funds to distribute in terms of play to earn, like tournaments, promotions, even listings in the future or whatever. And third one, with the fee, it becomes as well Revo token deflationary, thinking for the investors as well. So yeah, in addition to that, it's also a safe question. Obviously, if you want to trade something with Subdaddy, you know this here from the beginning, OG player and all the stuff, it will be okay. But you know, in the future will be new players, and not everyone will be fair. So yeah, that's the idea.
Thank you so much, Attila, for coming back in. And yeah, that's exactly what I wanted to say as well. And with that in mind, I have unintentionally taken over the stage for this long, because just trying to like keep things flowing. But glad that you're here to pick up. I would like to jump off and let you continue reading the questions from here.
Yeah, sure.
Bored, and I did.
If you want,
At least we covered
Sabi,
a lot of topics.
if you want to continue, you can. Don't do it. Really, don't do
Really?
it for me.
Yeah.
Also, your English
yeah.
is much better than me. So
Well, that's the thing. That was why I suggested it. Is that last time you had a little bit of trouble interpreting some questions. Obviously, not all 99%. You were fine, but I just wanted to try and help you out there. But it sounds like your English has gotten even better.
no, thank you. No, it's up to you. So don't worry. If you want to stay, you can. Don't worry about that.
No, I think I'm very happy to let you continue from here because I need to give my voice a rest, and it's late here, and my dog is giving me the stink eye for keeping her awake. So please
Alright,
continue the
alright.
questions. I'm gonna jump off the stage for now.
Okay, thank
Alright,
you.
see
Okay, next question is.
Maybe
Sorry.
is someone else willing to join? Maybe ask
Yeah.
replace
If anyone wants to
for.
join the stage.
Otherwise, we just continue by the writings. It's fine.
Yeah. Another question is, what's the strategy to promote advertise Novus to the various categories of gamers and crypto Web3 enthusiasts? Well, we have already answered that, but basically through partners and all the calls and
Yeah,
influencers.
just maybe we can quickly, because I'm not sure to have seen this user a lot of times, so maybe he's a new joiner, and we can come back on this topic. So the strategy is split among, I would say, two main topics. The first one is to onboard new partners, as we did. You can scroll a bit on the Twitter. We have recently partnered with NFT Scan, for example, Reach, another topic, another project. What else? Another one was Game Meta. That kind of other communities, other projects that can just push forward the visibility, and we can cross a bit the communities to welcome new users. For example, also that and they will also welcome our users if they are interested in, just to make like a spotlight on new projects. So that's one of the strategy. More will come next week. One is in the pipe as well for this upcoming week. The second strategy is more to onboard key opinion leaders, influencers, to test the current game, because compared to, again, a lot of games, most of them don't have a live game. We have some, so we can provide some gameplay and so on, and they can record, or sponsored content. We pay them, as many projects are doing, and they produce content on us. So that's the two main, I would say, strategies so far. There is one more that I would not integrate it properly because it can be like out of our control. Is also listing the token on different exchanges. We will have one during April, a good one, but that's also a part of that's the way to make like the project noticeable and more popular among other users that are interested either in investing or playing the game, because we all know this year and this bull cycle will also be for the GameFi, and even more for the GameFi than some other topics. That's aside another topic we could discuss, but we are pretty sure that it will be part of it.
Okay. Next question from Giro Messi is: what happens if a land's utility does not require a buyer, other player, to interact with the landlord? Example, Homestead. Will it mean the only way for him, the landlord, to continue in game is by?
Yeah, I understand the question. No, there are. I think there are two questions. First, Revomon Novus will be turned into a platform where, again, landlords will be able to provide services in the ecosystem. That doesn't mean that the landlord should be connected to proceed any actions. It means, for example, with the homestead, that a player willing to list one new Revomon he just captured will need to go on someone homestead, so someone land owned by a landlord, and list through the PC. It will be probably the Revo PC that will be doing that as well. So he will need to list on someone's land the Revomon he just captured, and that's where the landlord will collect the fee. But not only the landlord from that land, but all the landlords, even the ones owning an arena or a clinic, plus an extra fee. So that's the one person dedicated for the homestead, in this example, owners, that will collect the bonus, because it's a transaction coming from a Revomon listing and a sale from the Revomon. And yeah, the second part. So what would be other ways to earning Revo apart from passive income as a landlord? Simply as a player, you can loot these items. For example, you are starting the game, you are grinding, so fighting, defeating Revomon and so on. You will loot items. Either you will consume these items to continue playing the game. For example, you will loot orbs, and you will continue to fight other Revomon to try capture the ones you like. Either you will run out of orbs and you will need to go to a shop, in this case, owned by a landlord, to purchase orbs to continue your progression. Or you will need to wait the day after to claim your free orbs in order to start back your journey. That's a bit the concept of Revomon Novus, where the economy will be created by its users.
Okay, Epiglottis is asking: will there be a switch to a multi-chain structure, Solana or Ethereum, for example?
So this requires liquidity to move and to migrate over other chains. We understand the need of being, like, the purpose of being multi-chain in order to cover a maximum of, let's say, presence among the different chains. But each time you are integrating a new chain, it increases risks as well, and it split the liquidity. So you will need to migrate the liquidity from PancakeSwap we have now to other pool, for example, Radium on Solana, but also integrate a bridge that may we all know that story now. That may higher the risks of hacks, such as we had last year with Poly Network.
Another question. For in-game transactions, will players have to transfer Revo balance into a private wallet within the game, or it will be live transaction with your crypto wallet?
That's a great question, because it's also central and key in the new ecosystem of Revomon Novus. So as I explained, we will have like two infrastructure: the one on chain, as the one you can currently trade NFTs, etc., on the D app, and one off chain. The off chain will be, as you explained, be managed by a kind of off-chain wallet. So to be more accurate on what I'm saying now, imagine you will be able to go on your account on the D app, on the Revomon D app. You will be able to lock an amount of Revo, or better, it's more clear. It's more clear to say you will be able to transfer from your MetaMask to a new wallet that will be off-chain. Your amount from your MetaMask wallet will be locked, like you would stake it, and the in-game account will be credited with Revo inside the game that will be off-chain. You will interact, you will earn, you will spend, and then the balance when you will withdraw will be like the amount that you spend or earn on chain. So this is the mechanism we plan to build: on chain, off chain, with a lock system, and then you will be able to withdraw at any times without penalties, obviously.
Okay, next question from Horus is, or are all lands the same price and then we get one type randomly? I noticed some are bigger plots than others and so on.
So in the private sale, all the lands are at the same price. It's $180 pegged in BNB, Ethereum, and USDT. In the private sale, but also in the public sale, everything will be random. And indeed, there are bigger plots. For example, the arena, the safari park, which are the biggest one. So it's the 6x6 plot, compared to the homestead, which is 1x1. And I need also to say something. It's true that just before I said that all the homesteads, because it's by definition the more supply, the land that have the more supply, that will be quite difficult to integrate fully inside Revomon Novus. The V0 of Revomon Novus won't contain all the homesteads or mines due to it's purely technical issues. It's quite difficult to integrate everything, especially if we want to go as well VR. That's the main difficulties. But we are still also investigating if we can offer a way in a V1 or V2 for players to have their own, their real house inside, like a metaverse, let's say, even if I don't really like that name anymore. And furthermore, where players would be able to customize their indoor, but well, that's really far away. The most important here is the economy, as I'm trying to explain here, and the economic layer that will benefit for all landlords, because even if the fee could be seen as high, 7%, it's to reduce it, to distribute back to all the landlords and players at the end.
For now, there are no more questions.
Okay. Also, what happens to what we have now? So all the Revomon will be transferred, minted or not, but all items will be. Oh, I see. Binenter just answered below.
Right. We've got a couple more questions, if it's all right for me to jump in again. I was thinking, so we've got the so we know we've got the idea of the IV modding coming around. So I'm looking at the lands. I'm not quite sure where that's going to occur. Is it going to be in the clinic where I see DNA tools, or where was the
Yeah,
other place that I saw?
no,
it again?
it's in the clinic.
You know what I'm saying. In the clinic.
Yeah, that's part of the inspiration we got from your feedback, Sap. So to be completely transparent, it's about the ID you submitted months ago.
Well, admittedly, I can't take full credit for it. Chaz and I came up with it together. Chaz no longer with the project, but I think if he hears that this is being implemented, I should send him a message actually. He might happily come back. But yeah, that's all right. So that's excellent to hear. So that makes the clinic a little more desirable. But I see here, oh yeah, 200 plus land plots. So that's going to be difficult to find as well. We're all gonna have a fun time opening up our land booster packs. Well, as long as I've come back on again, Jerome has asked another question. So he says, currently the purpose of playing Revomon is definitely to capture mons either to use for PvP or to sell it to someone who wants to use it for PvP. The only problem is we have very limited PvP players, as you see. For Revomon Novus is the main purpose to play the game to be the same, to catch mons and buy-sell to PvP players, or if we have a lot of competitive players demand for the game, will it not be so high?
Definitely, Revomon Novus aims to be a complete game integrating quests and a lore, which that's all the topics and the parts of the game that we are missing now. And that's purely because we never hired a game level designer to properly define the different steps and achievements and overall character progression inside the story, because we don't have story, even if we have a bit of lore. So we definitely, for Revomon Novus, there is a high work on this topic, but all the PvP aspect and, let's say, grinding will stay key. I mean, in the game, we have all played Pokemon because we like to get the best Pokemon, Mewtwo and so on. So definitely we want to grind up to the point we manage to capture the Revomon or the Pokemon back in time we wanted, right? So that's I mean, the game category itself that's around that. But I mean, the vision we had for Revomon back in 2021 and the vision we have now for Revomon Novus has evolved so much, and it has been inspired by many games such as well Palworld, with the crafting part that will be part as well in Revomon Novus, based mainly on the mine and the new resource, the ore, that will be able to provide new items. But we don't want to make a copy as well, providing just weapons to player to shoot at Revomon. That's not that's not the idea. But what I mean here is that during 2022 and 2000 up to now, the market is evolving, whether it is about Web3, but even the gaming industry in general. And we designed Revomon Novus to be a good product market fit for 2024/2025. Yeah.
Great. So I'm now in response to what you said earlier about not all the lands appearing in the game. See, we notice here we've got the homestead supply of over 3,400, but it says that we are able to put an NFT designed to a display on the map. Now, if not all the homesteads are being shown, how do all the homestead users display their NFTs?
It's the interactive map, and by the way, all the lands will be able to display. It's like Sandbox, you know, the interactive map of Sandbox. You can display whatever you want on your square, right? So either it is 1x1 or 6x6. It will be a bigger, like, NFT to display. But that's the concept. The interactive map, everything will be shown, and in the V0 Revomon Novus game itself, with your character, you won't be able to check all the homestead from everyone. But rather than this, you will be able to have like villages, cities, to be simple, in which you will find the different services provided by the landlords, and everything behind, and that's the key point, will be processed by the player as the new economic layer.
Excellent. Okay. Now just moving on, we have another question from I'm No One Special. Are there any plans to add survival mechanics into Novus, such as hunger, hydration, stamina, player health, etc.? It's a Pal World inspired question.
What's the point? About the traveling?
Are there any survival mechanics? So,
survival.
So for example,
Okay,
can your Revomon get hungry, dehydrated? Can player health decrease? That kind of thing.
No. So far we haven't, like, it's not excluded, but so far we haven't brainstormed or defined or designed such features. But there is definitely something around the different same Revomon you have. Like for example the number of Doizol that are stored in your Revo PC, you will be in a way able to burn them based on the previous burn to earn features, but not only for that, also based with the DNA tool, for example. So that's the two new features we are currently working on to make great gaming loops in order to make sense for players to grind, even if they find again and again the same Revomon and they capture it. It makes a sense to collect it and to use it somehow.
I see. All right.
Also,
sorry,
may
Peels
I
to answer.
may I
I'm
add,
just seeing your. Yeah, please.
yeah, that much micro, that much the hunger, hydration, stamina player, it doesn't really belong in a monster collection turn-based game. That much micromanagement could be overwhelming for the game. I think even in Pal World, after a while you're like, okay, enough. Just I want to stop micromanaging everything all the time, and it gets overwhelming. So I think
No, this is good. I full-heartedly agree with you, but the question is the question.
Yeah, okay. I just wanted that.
So Peels, I think I'm able to answer your question if I'm not mistaken. So correct me if I'm wrong, Jordan. But he says if in-game currency is gone and only Revo remains, would there be another way of getting orbs for catching rather than using Revo to purchase them? And yeah, Peels, as far as I understand, we're going to be able to loot them from defeating Revomon. Is that right, Jordan?
Correct. And on the top of that, obviously there will be somehow items linked to the lore and story progression, meaning like we will integrate bosses in in the different biomes, and obviously the more you progress, the more difficult it will be to defeat these heroes. And obviously the more difficult it is, the rarest, I would say, the items could be as a loot. I'm thinking.
All right, so the idea of having bosses in the story quest progression is really exciting.
That there is also the Bifrost orb part of the lore that we never integrated. Makes sense soon.
Right. Okay, that's also really exciting. Right. Okay, so that seems to be all the questions we have for now. So my final thoughts on this are really exciting. However, selling 8,000 lands is going to be a tall order. So I really hope you guys have a, I know you've got a marketing plan in place. I really hope it goes well. I really hope we get the word out because it's actually not difficult to sell that many lands as long as we've got enough speculative players. So we really need an excellent trailer and you as the CEO are doing a bang-on job. You're very high in communication. You're telling everyone what's going on. Anyone who finds this project will certainly be hard pressed not to invest. So that is really excellent. I'm going to continue reading through the lands to see if there's any other more confusing. Okay, so yeah, I just came up one. So in the gym, this is Revomon training services. So I noticed you mentioned EV training. So how would that work? Would it be that you put one up and then you say you want what EVs to train and someone can pick it up and train it for you and collect a bounty, or will it be done automatically through the game
No, they are
for paying a
both
fee?
exactly. So
Oh.
if you see on the utilities of that land, we have stated both functionalities, meaning that the first one would be peer-to-peer or player-to-player. We think that we will introduce a template with different how can I say, base reference as price or EV training to let players publish this job, and let other players purchasing this service to get their Revomon EV trained. So that's purely player to player, and Revomon Novus again is turned into a platform, ensuring like an escrow the transfer of monster between the two users. And there is the second one, which is the NPC training. It's a bit like Pokemon. You just give your monster to the NPC. You come back later and you see it evolves or higher level or heavy trained.
All right, excellent. That sounds interesting. So you'll either be able to go with the Revomon rate or try to undercut and go peer to peer. So yeah, I like the sound of that. So let me just keep looking here. I assume new move capsules will become for sale for Revo. I'm assuming. Will they also be lootable?
Where did you see the question? Sorry.
Move capsules here in
Move
the
capsule.
lab.
So
Will they
what's
be
the
only
question?
purchasable or also lootable?
We don't know yet. I personally don't know that answer for that.
Okay, well we'll wait patiently for
I
that.
just know that it will be the place where the move capsules will be available, but it's not defined yet.
I'm sure, and now the question that is on everyone's mind, I'm sure, is breeding. How exactly do we plan on this working?
So, to be really transparent with that, it would be a V0 where, like Palworld, you put 2 Revomon and it produces a new egg.
But will this new egg, let's say you use 2 of the same parent Revomon, will it make the same Revomon egg, or is there a randomness to it?
No, we will make a new one.
A new one, as when you say
it will be
a
random.
brand new one that isn't like the parents, and it will be random.
It will be random for the hatching, but for the V0 it will be like Palworld, totally like not depending from the parents.
Okay, and will this be a way to get Gen 2 eggs?
We don't know yet. We don't know yet because the Gen 2 is quite a limited collection, as you know, and we don't want to have an unlimited supply. So I cannot answer this.
That's perfectly understandable, but what would be the purpose of this breeding then? Because if everything that we can breed is catchable in game, what is the benefit of breeding?
It's always a matter of time as well. What's the purpose of purchasing an egg, for example, on the store? It's to avoid spending time catching monsters inside the game and hopefully get a good one. That's a bit the same idea. You can do both, but you increase your your possibility of getting good monsters if you are breeding at the same time of hunting and grinding. You see.
Sorry, just a moment. You can hear my phone is going off.
Okay, fine. Thank you, Sab, for the questions. You come back whenever you want.
Another question from Jeremy's question about Safari. When you pay to enter the Safari, it is going to be accessible for an amount of time per day in real time or in game time.
This is still to be defined, I would say, but we could say even in game time, but it wouldn't change if we decide to make it like, I don't know, the game time the hours, granted in the game time, similar as one day in real life. These details are not set, and we are keen to hear about your feedback, but definitely will be a defined period of time before the player get kicked out before the zone. Yeah. Okay, great.
Okay, so
Okay, so I think that we made a bit the tour of everything in terms of questions. Maybe a last call. If anyone would like to join the conversation, feel free to raise the hand, and we will grant the speech. Otherwise, I think we can just jump on the quiz and the land to win. Okay, I think Binenter we can go for the quiz.
Okay. So we have prepared a little trivia consisting of 5 questions, and each question will get you 1 point if you answer correctly, and the first one to answer correctly gets the point. These questions will require a bit of game knowledge. In game knowledge, one about Novus and one about the game lore we have created so far. So I'm gonna ask the questions out loud and at the same time paste them into the chat so you can see it.
And yeah,
Okay.
Binenter, just to make sure, is it the first one answering the question that will win the point, correct? Or is it
Yeah.
something else? Okay, so it's a game of
It is, yeah, and therefore the questions aren't too
yeah, you need to
easy
be fast
because
then.
yes, you need to be fast, but after all, any question that we ask can be found out in game or on the website, in Discord. So there's always an answer. So if you know the answer, if you know it by memory, then you have the advantage to win the point. Okay, so I'm going to continue with the first question. And here it goes. First question. What is the name of the map where 2 different legendaries can spawn? Okay, please write the full name of the map. Okay, I think we okay, guys, I think we have a winner. I think the first one to type it correctly was Jerome. Yeah, so the answer is Ikiti Town. And yeah, Jerome gets 1 point. Okay, the second question. Name 3 Revomon that can only spawn in the seasonal map, the Arctos Village. Okay. Yeah, the Jerome Elvir, it's Elvifir. Is it Elfivir or Elvifir? It's Elvifir. Yeah.
Yeah, LV
It's
fair.
not.
I just checked.
So yeah, so the first right answer goes to I am no one special on this one because Sforstos, Cupido, and Tedrim. Yeah. That's 1 point for I'm no one special. Okay, these questions will get progressively harder, so it will not be up to speed on this next one. Okay, as you know, we have been creating some lore with the bounty quests. I hope you're reading, because I'm the one writing them, basically. So, of course, I'm going to include one question. Here it comes. Oh. I think I just passed the answer. Okay, we're gonna come back to that later.
Oh.
Okay, next question. What is the base speed stat value of the fastest Revomon in the game? Okay, it's 125 with the Skadire. Sap Daddy gets the point on this one. See? Game knowledge works. Okay. This one is about Novus. It's somewhat of an easy question, but yeah. What is the name of the land type that has the lowest supply in Revomon Novus?
Was fast, that one.
Yeah, that was fast. Yeah, it is the arena with the 11, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, 11 arena.
11 total. Yeah, that is another point that goes.
Cyber is a biome, Crater as well. Although Crater will own only the one. Actually, the arena in Crater biome will be the rarest land ever. But we are talking about land type here, so it's arena.
Okay, so I messed up one of the questions. So we have a winner at this moment, but we can do another question if you want, Jordan. What do you think? Should I add one more question, or is it okay with 4?
If you have one in mind, feel free, otherwise we can stop here, it's fine.
Okay. 1 second. Okay, I can ask this one by. I'm not going to write it down, but I'm just gonna ask it. What is the name of the mayor in the Revomon world that is known for questionable acts according to the lore? Yeah, that would be cool, but no, it's not Jordan. What is the name of the mayor in the Revomon world that is always on the news with questionable acts? Come on, guys, don't you read the bounty quests?
I think that one is the hardest one, so.
Yeah, it is, because I messed up with the easier one. Sorry, that's on me. Okay. Okay, yeah. That is correct, Mayor Gregor. Thank you. And that is another point for I am no one special. And with 3 points, he wins. Congratulations.
Congrats.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's the arena in the crater.
Yeah.
Okay guys, I think we did a nice live session today. I really enjoyed to discuss with you and I think we will do more that way. Just questioning myself if we should do it more on the Twitter space or here on the Discord, which is more player oriented. If you have some feedback, would be glad to hear. Okay, great. Okay, great guys. Thank you for your joining the live session. We will end here. It was very nice, and see you for the next one. Maybe we will, I think, organize one close to the land sale for the people who didn't attend and don't want to watch maybe the live on YouTube. Thank you everyone. Have a nice evening. It's already night here. See you soon in the chat. Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye.